Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on July 15th, 2017. I have 7 strategies with my game Decoding the Powerball. So strategy number 1, the game card color code. Okay, if you've never seen my videos before, what you're looking at is what I call the game card. This represents all 69 of the white ball numbers. Okay, I don't have anything for the Powerball itself. So basically how this works is the color code is right here, right by the side. So the past drawings get lined up to the color code. And then like these last 3 drawing numbers will get transferred as red numbers, and then orange and green, blue, and purple. Okay, so for this drawing I got 15 red numbers, 12 orange, 17 green, 12 blue, and 13 purple numbers. Okay, so I have 145 color code drawings, okay, and out of that, 79 have been 3 colors only, 57 have been 4 colors, and 8 have been 2 colors. There was one time when all 5 colors came up, and never have just 1 color come up. Okay, so for this drawing, since hardly ever do all 5 colors come up, I tried to predict what color won't be coming up, and I eliminate it off of the game card. Okay, so for this drawing, I don't think any red numbers are going to come up. And the reason why is because it just had a pretty long run here, so I just think that there's going to be 2 drawings in a row where red numbers don't come up. So again, I'm going to eliminate the red numbers, just like so. So this is what the game card looks like so far. So now I'm off to the next strategy. So strategy number 2, the individual numbers. Okay, so I'm here in the individual numbers, and basically how this works is the master of all the numbers are at the very top. Okay, and over here to the far right is the numbers that just barely came up in the drawing. It was 1, 2, 18, 23, 61. And you can see that they're colored because of the color code. Okay, and this 4 means that it hit 4 groups out of 7 groups. Okay, so I'll show you what that means. I'll reduce the individual numbers so you can see the whole board. Okay, so you can count on top that there's 7 groups here. Again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so 2 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball number to it. So the strategy is try to guess which one of these groups won't have a winning Powerball number to it, and eliminate it off of the game card. Okay, so for this drawing, I don't think any 60 numbers are going to come up in this first line here. Okay, so what I like to do is every 5 drawings, I put this in a little square. Okay, there's 5 drawings per square here. So I try to predict how many of these color spots are going to be in this square, okay, for this next 5 drawings. Okay, so as we keep on going on per drawing, I'll have a better idea. But for this particular drawing, I just don't think that any 60 numbers will be coming up. So I'm going to eliminate the 60 numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I'm back at the game card, and I just eliminated the 60 numbers. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 3, the 50-50 pick. Okay, so here in the 50-50 picks, basically how things work is since there's 5 white winning Powerball numbers, there's going to be a majority of either odd or even numbers. Okay, so for here, you can see that there's been 185 drawings. Okay, and out of the 185, 91 have been the majority of odd numbers. 94 have been the majority of even numbers. Okay, so basically how this works is every 5 drawings I have the majority of what it was, either the majority of odd numbers or the majority of even numbers. Okay, so as I go back through history here, you can see that there's been a bunch of odds, a bunch of evens. Okay, so now what I'm trying to predict is what's going to happen for this next 5 drawings. Okay, I just think that it's going to be more evens than odds, but we'll see. So for this particular drawing, though, I do think that there's going to be more even numbers than odd numbers. Okay, so as I go on, you can see that there's a high and low as well. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. The blue numbers are low numbers, the red are high. And for this drawing, I think there's going to be more high numbers than low numbers. Okay, so here I think there's going to be more numbers to the left than to the right. In here, I think there's going to be more numbers to the red area than the blue area. As a matter of fact here, I'm going to change my mind. I think there's going to be more low numbers than high numbers. Okay, so off to the next strategy here. Strategy number 4, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 1. Okay, so here's my group 1 numbers. So basically what I did is I took the game card and I divided it into 4 different color groups. Okay, so I keep stats on these groups. So you can see this the red area has a 3 under it. That means the last drawing, 3 of the 5 white winning Powerballs landed in this red area. Okay, and then there was 1 in the blue section and 1 in the green, and there was 0 in the orange area. Okay, so for this part, what the strategy is try to guess where the 0 is going to be and eliminate those numbers off of the game card. Okay, so for this drawing here, there's been a lot of I think there's going to be a lot of orange areas that are going to have 0s to it. Okay, so this is the group 1 overview. Okay, so out of the red areas in the last drawing, there are actually no 0s in the red area. There was 3 in the blue. There was 6 in the orange and 4 in the green. Okay, so there was a total of 13 0s here. Okay, so I'll blow this up a little bit. Okay, so again, there was a total of 13 0s. So for this drawing right here in the orange area, there's been a lot of blue marks in a row. Okay, so basically the difference between the blue and red here is if there's more than 5 0s, 5 or more 0s throughout all of the color for one color, like this orange had 6 0s. Okay, if there's 5 or more 0s, I color it blue for cold. So if there's 4 or less 0s, I color it red for hot. Okay, so this helps me determine when there's going to be a lot of 0s per color here. Okay, so since the orange area has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different blue marks in a row here, okay, before it tripled up here, I just think that it's going to double up right here and have another blue mark right above it. Okay, so I expect to see a lot of 0s in the orange areas. Okay, so as I go through all 15 of these option cards here, I'm going to start off with option card number 2 because I think that this is going to be where the first 0 is for the orange area. Again, I think there's going to be at least 5 0s throughout it. So here you can see that there's been 17 hits in a row. Okay, 17 drawings in a row. An orange number has come up here. So I just don't think there will be another orange area coming up. So I go to the game card and I eliminate these orange areas here. Okay, so here's the game card. So again, I'll eliminate these numbers. And I'll eliminate these. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the game card, group 1 I mean. Okay, and the next one that I'm going to take for the orange area here is this one here for number 4. Okay. So you can see that there's been 12 hits in a row. I just think that orange is going to hit. So even though red has 17, I just think that orange is going to have more 0s to it. So again, I go back to the game card and I eliminate what's left here. Okay, so I'll get those taken off. I'm going to go back to group 1 here. And I'll go to the next one that I think is going to miss. Okay, and I think it's going to be this blue area. Okay, just because there's been 19 hits in a row, I just don't think any of these blue numbers will be coming up. So I'm going to go to the game card and eliminate those. And that's it. Okay, so again, I'm going to go back to group 1 because there's 1 or 2 more that I think are going to miss. Okay, so for the orange area here, I think number 14 is going to miss here. Okay, so it's 2, 4, 25, 27 all the way around, all 4 different areas. Actually, I kind of like that 27, so I'm going to change my mind on that. The next one is the 15 orange. Okay, so you can see it's the 3, 12, 67, 28. Okay, so that's all that gets eliminated there. Okay, so you can see that it's the 21, 30, 20, 23, 32. They're all gone. Then I got the 33, 42, 49, 68. Okay, so I'll take out the 33. And the last one was the 37, 46, 39, 48. So I'll take those out. Okay, so I got to take out the 58 as well because it shares the square with the 68. Okay, the 53 shares the square with the 69. The 25 with the 65, and the 19 with the 67, and the 8 shares the square with the 66. Okay, so don't get too overwhelmed with that. Basically, all it is I keep track of groups of numbers, whether I think they're going to come up or not. Okay, so the 68 and the 58, they just share a common thing with all the other numbers in a certain group. Okay, so I eliminated a bunch of numbers here. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next strategy. Strategy number 5, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 2. Okay, so here in group 2, basically what I did is I took the game card and I divided it into 8 different groups. So again, there's only 5 white winning Powerballs, so 3 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball to it. So the strategy is try to guess where which group won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate it from the game card. Okay, so how this works is you can see this red area here. Down here at the red, this is where the stats are. Okay, so you can see this 0. That means that none of the 5 white winning Powerball numbers landed in this red area. You can see this 2. That means that 2 of the winning Powerballs landed in this red area. So this gets read left to right and top to bottom. So I'm working at the bottom of the sheet here. Okay, so as soon as I can get down here, you can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm right here. So you can see that there's red and blue marks here. Okay, so if there's 3 or more hits, I color it red for hot. If there's 3 or more zeros or misses, I color it blue for cold. Okay, so for this drawing here, I think that there's going to be a 0 here, okay, in this red area. Actually, I think there's going to be a hit. I'm sorry. So I think that one of these numbers in the red area will hit coming up in this drawing. So I'm going to go to the game card and see which one it is. Okay, so the only one left is the 41. Okay, so others, I'm going to go back to group 2 here. Okay, so one that I think is going to miss is the yellow section here. Okay, so I think there's going to be a 0 right here. Okay, so again, I'll see what the yellow section looks like. Okay, so I'll go back to the game card and I'll eliminate the numbers from the yellow section. Like so. Okay, so now it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 6, picking the numbers I hope will hit from groups 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm back in group 1 here. Okay, so I'm looking at option card number 2. And again, I thought the 0 was going to be in the orange area. So that means that I think that there's going to be hits in the red, blue, and green area. So I'm going to look at the red area first. And I already think that the 41 is going to be there. Okay. And so I think that's it for the red. Okay, so as I go back, I think there'll be a 1 here, a 1 over here. Okay, and for the blue area, I think there could be 2 here in the blue area, and I think there could be 2 in the green area. Okay, so I'm going to write down the numbers in the blue area off of the game card. Okay, so I have a lot of them here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 11, the 20, the 27, which I liked before. Okay, the 35, the 43, the 44, the 51, and the 52. Okay, so I'm going to go back and take a look at the green section here. Okay, so what's left here is the 7, 15, 31, 47, and 55. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the group 1 here. I'm going to keep on looking through here. Okay, so here in this orange section, even though I thought there was going to be a lot of misses, I think that this one's going to hit. So, so far what's left is the 15, the 31, and the 47, so I'll write those down. Okay, so I think that 2 of those numbers may come up here. Okay, so I'm going to go to group 2 now. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the group 2 overview. Okay, so here in the red section, that's the red section for all 15 option cards. Okay, so for the last drawing, there was 10 hits and 5 misses. Okay, so the key number here is 8. If there's 8 or more hits, I color this red for hot. If there's 8 or more misses, I color it blue for cold. Okay, so now I try to predict what's going to be red and what's going to be blue. Okay, so over here in the brown section here, I think that this is going to heat up here. So I think that this is going to be red. Okay, and I also think that the orange, well, I thought that was going to be a miss. I think the blue section would probably be hot as well. Okay, so I'm going to write down all the numbers that are left in on the group 2 on the game card here. Okay, so for an example, I'll go to my group 2 numbers. Okay, let me reduce this down just a little bit. Okay, so I look at group 1 here and I see what's left here on the game card. Okay, so the only one left is the 34. So I'll write that down. And I'll go back to group 2 and I'll go to option card number 2 here. So you can see it's the 9 through the 16. So I'll see what's left on the game card. And it's the 11 and the 15. Okay, actually I'll write that down here. Okay. So I'll go to the number 3 option card. And I'll see what that looks like here. So it's the 1 and the 38. Okay, so you can see that there's no numbers here, so I'm going to put a 0. Okay, so I'm going to do that for all the blue numbers and all the brown numbers. Okay, so I'll do that without you just to save time on the video. Okay, so I wrote down all the numbers here for the blue section. I'll write that down. And over here, the brown section. Oops. Okay, so now I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 7, picking my numbers. Okay, so the numbers I came up with for this drawing are 7, 11, 15, 27, and 41. Okay, so they're all odd numbers. Okay, so I wanted more odd numbers than even numbers. I wanted more numbers to the low area than the high, more numbers to the left than right, and more numbers in that blue area than the red area. Okay, so for this combination, it will give me the blue section of 10 hits, 5 misses, and then the brown section will give me 9 hits, 6 misses. Okay, so again, I'm going with 7, 11, 15, 27, and 41. Okay, folks, I'm always looking for people to play my game. Instead of charging a fee to play, I'd like to charge a commission for using my system. 1% if you get all 5 white balls correct. You can read the fine print there, and if you're interested, you can email me at trm6776@gmail.com. All right, folks, I appreciate you watching, and best of luck with your pick.